Hey, welcome to the Entrepreneur Expansion Show, the first ever gamified show that helps service-based entrepreneurs master their subconscious mind, body, and business habits in a fun, supportive, action-oriented way to create more transformational impact and income. I'm your host, Matt Travis. I'm the founder of The Potential You, which is an online hybrid therapeutic coaching program that helps service-based business owners integrate deep personal mastery with authentic business principles. And if you are one of those premium service-based entrepreneurs out there and you want to create more impact and income by enhancing your irresistible offer, your messaging, and your subconscious sales system to organically accelerate your leads and sales in 30 days or less, and only kick back 25% of your profit to us once you've earned $1,000 with our $1 Prove It partnership, go to thepotentialyou.com/leads sales accelerator to learn more. Today, folks, I am so excited. We have such a great guest with us. Jeff is on the show and he's sharing his transformative habits to create more humor in your business and life. So he is a serial entrepreneur with expertise in life insurance, annuities, residential and commercial solar, EV charging stations, and more recently, peripheral neuropathy. Say that a couple times fast, folks. Adding humor to the workplace and helping people to conquer the fear of public speaking. Regardless of the subject matter, Jeff will inject humor to keep audience riveted and on point. So tell me, Jeff, tell me something that you believe is the key to bringing humor into entrepreneurship so that they can achieve better business and life happiness that they might not think of.
Well, I think the first thing is understanding that it's okay to bring humor back into the workplace. The cancel culture and so forth is difficult to get by, and I need you to understand that humor in the workplace is not coming in and telling a knock knock joke or some kind of a limerick of a man from Nantucket, that kind of an idea. So it has to do with making light of certain things, maybe self-deprecation, those type of things, maybe contests of something that's fun. It doesn't have to be funny necessarily to be considered humorous. So
Love it.
my idea is that it's okay to have humor back in the workplace because it does several things for you. And I'm sure we'll get into that as we talk about it. So, but
Absolutely.
the one thing I would like everybody to do, and it's never going to happen, but it's my world dream, right? When somebody asks me, as an example, you first start a conversation, hey, how you doing? My answer is never, fine, I'm okay, how are you? I think that is so boring. My
Yeah.
answer is usually, I'm fantastic, but I am getting better. And it's just something different that sets them back, and I get comments on it all the time. It puts a smile on it. Wow, I haven't heard that before. Or I make up a word like phantasmagorical. Those kind of things are that you're what? I guess that's pretty good. Yeah. Or I'm awesome, but I'm improving. They say, well, what's improving from awesome? Well, that'd be phantasmagorical. So just the idea of changing it up a little bit. I tell you what, I'm memorable, whether you want me to be or not.
Totally.
The memorable part is very big part of being in business. Do you want them to remember you, your business?
Mm.
Yeah, of course they do. I'll let
I
you go.
love
I can go
I
on and on.
I love this, Jeff, and I'm going to let you go on and on because it's fantastic. I mean, really, what you do, and just me with my coaching and mindset background, you're doing a pattern interrupt for them. So they go out through their entire day and they're getting, hey, how's it going? Good, right? How was your day? Good, right? And then when
Yep.
you throw them that curveball, you're actually giving them this pattern interrupt that it almost glitches their brain. And it's just
The scratch the record syndrome is what I call it.
it's so
Wait, what?
good.
What did he say? Yeah.
It's so
But
good.
the memorable part is one thing. If it's
Mm.
humorous, that's even better. I've done stand-up comedy in the past, so I have a history of liking people laughing. There's nothing like the high of getting 300 people to
Totally.
laugh at something goofy that
Totally.
came into your head and out of your mouth. So I love that part. But the idea of being memorable is so big in business. And people don't realize that that may be the difference between you and the other people. Give you an example of profitability in a company. Uh, I'm amazed at how many people have no idea what their value proposition or elevator pitch, what that kind of thing. If you as a business owner have no idea what it is, your potential client has zero idea what it's going to be.
Facts.
And I've met so many business owners, I ask them, so what makes you different? Uh, then why would anybody choose you if you don't know? So being memorable, being different, that kind of thing. I, the other one I use is I used to drink Dr. Pepper before anybody else had ever heard of it. But I doubt that's true, but it makes you think that was a long time ago, I think. So uh,
I was
I
just
tend to,
thinking that, Jeff. I was like, how old is Jeff?
oh, we don't, 60. Um, but the idea that it's different is like, I would much rather lead than follow. And that's just kind of the way I've always been. So
I love it. I love it. What do you think is the number one roadblock you see people having like trouble with when trying to achieve like bringing humor or pattern interrupts into this?
human resources. um, Being sent to the principal's office if you're young enough, right?
Sure.
Um, I I think that's probably the biggest one. Am I going to get in trouble for this? So one of the things that I have in my life, and I'm fortunate, I have a filter that works very, very quickly. I also, unfortunately for some, think in sitcoms. So when somebody asks me a question, if I know there's a funny answer that I can say immediately and not get me tossed into the human resources jail, I usually say that. And then
Yeah.
I'll come up with the real answer possibly. But I like to get the attention of, I call it speaking in sitcoms. I don't know if anybody can relate to that, but I think the biggest thing is fear of what's going to happen. You never want to say something about somebody's situation they can't help. Their
Yeah.
race, their height, their well, yeah, you could change your height a little bit, but it would be drastic, right? Cutting off a leg or
Sure.
something. Anyway,
Yeah.
that's how my mind works. It just goes a million miles an hour. I can't say that because there are exceptions to that. So things that they can't change anything about, those are off limits. But
Mm,
beliefs, attitudes, those kind of things, you can talk about those without hurting somebody's feelings.
yeah.
And by the way, this is not going to be real popular, but this is coming from an atheist. I, whatever your beliefs are, Patton Oswalt said one time, somebody says I have to respect their beliefs. No, I don't. I have to acknowledge you have them. I'm certainly allowed to think they are the silliest thing I've ever heard. That's not respecting your belief. That's
Yeah.
acknowledging that you have one. And then the other one is Ricky Gervais. My favorite saying of his is just because you're offended does not mean you are right. So I'm not afraid
Totally.
to offend people, uh, not on purpose, but to say something that somebody might call offensive. The Karens of the, I guess the other is the male version of the Karen. Is that the Chad? Somebody said that.
I don't know. Dane Cook created Karens. He was the one that coined Karens like back in the day.
Really?
Yeah, if
Okay.
you go back and look at it, he was the one that created the whole Karen thing. And I'm assuming he probably has a take on the male version of that as well.
Yeah. My uncle's new wife is named Karen, so I kind of stay away from that. Makes it a little awkward.
Totally. Yeah. Well, if the shoe fits, right?
No, she's actually a very sweet lady.
There you go. See, so she just got a bad rap because Dane Cook, once upon a time, started making it, for all the poor Karens in the world
Yep.
that are listening.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Well,
Um,
one other thing about the humor in the workplace that people don't realize. I mean, you asked about the what keeps people from doing it. What should motivate people to do it is a list of things that people don't realize happens. First of all, if you have, and I'm not talking about the business owner, maybe it's just the employee. If you have humor in your workplace, first of all, you're probably happier. Okay. You
mm,
get to laugh a little bit. Not everybody laughs at work. I feel sorry for those people, but not everybody does. The
yeah,
other thing is, if you're happier, it's because you're stress free.
totally.
Stress free is a real good thing when it has to do with work. How many people get up and go to work and they absolutely hate their jobs? There's way too many. I got told a long, long time ago, do something you love and you never go to work a day in your life. So motivating
Uh,
people to do things that'll make their life better is pretty much what I do. The other part of it is if you're happier and you're stress free, you're probably going to be more productive. If you're more productive, do you think you might make more money? Absolutely. And
Absolutely.
if you're the business owner, what does that mean? Hopefully it spreads to your employees and now your business is more profitable. Is that kind of why you got into business to begin with? So there's an awful lot of things that go into it that have to do with being paid more because you were happier, having less stress because you had more humor in your life. All of them are tied together. And so is it okay? There's a lot more reasons to do it than there are reasons not to. And certainly the importance of reasons not to. I don't think there's any important reason not to. That's just me, maybe.
I love it. I love this take. It's a fresh take on this, and it's something that, yeah, I mean, a lot of people, and I was saying this to my coaching clients earlier, it's like a lot of people will stay in jobs they hate because it just hasn't reached their lowest standards yet, right? It hasn't bridged the gap. And it's like, if you're not having fun, right? And you're not like, we got one spin at this, so why not just make it the best spin possible?
Yeah, that no, it's an interesting take of the one spin of this. I'm not sure. Does a flat earther believe that? That's the way my mind works. It's like, wait a minute. Um, but the other thing that I want to talk about a little bit, if I can here, is if
Absolutely.
you're a business owner, you need to be able to speak publicly about your business. So we talked about the market dominating position, value proposition, elevator
Sure.
pitch, that kind of thing. If you can make that more memorable, you're going to go farther. If you can put a little
100%.
humor into it, first of all, if you've ever heard, and I know you have, you ever heard in business people buy from people they know, like, and trust?
Every
If
day.
somebody tells you a joke or makes you laugh, don't you feel a little closer to them just about no matter what?
Absolutely.
No, unless they offended you and your name is Karen, maybe. But anyway, but you probably feel pretty good about the fact that they made you laugh, and now you know what? I'll listen to this person. They're actually
Yeah,
listening to me and trying to help me and that kind of thing. You just have a closer bond with that person simply because of something they said or the way they said something. I
for
like that
sure.
part. If you
Yeah.
can't tell, I'm kind of a wordsmith. I've done stand-up comedy. The
Love it.
whole idea of comedy is to get the idea out in as few words as possible without raising any other questions and that kind of thing, or maybe the
Yeah.
obvious question, and that's the next line of the joke. But I digress. Okay.
Yeah. I have a great question for you. So
I'll
when
be the judge of that, by the way. All right.
see,
See, I told
that's
you,
what
that's just the
that
way
was
I think.
perfect. See how we lined that up, folks? Take that. Use that one. So w let's think about what if we had them go and do this, right? We're trying to gamify this right now. And what is the one-time action or habit you would recommend the audience take to create more expansion in their business and life around this topic today?
The very first one I've already mentioned is to change up scratch the record on how are you doing today. Have a better answer than I'm okay, how are you? And I'm sorry I make the face, but that's what I see when somebody says, I'm okay, how are you? And that one drives me crazy. So changing scratch the record is just to me the perfect name for that because it makes people go, wait, what? If you've ever heard a radio and something goes wrong and there's dead air, you might not notice it for a while. But if there's a radio and there's a song playing and they scratch the record, you hear that right away, and it gets your attention. If you're anybody old enough to remember the Hartford Deer, when the Hartford Deer went, what? It's like, that's what it reminds me of, the scratch the record part. So I
I
would
love
do
it.
that no matter what it is. And it doesn't have to be drastic. Just kind of stay away from, I'm okay, how are you?
Yep. I love this. So folks, you're hearing it here. Come up. So this is the thing to go and do. Come up with a better answer for how are you doing today? That's
Yep.
the focus, right? And when you go and do that, if you when you go and take that action and you create this better, go into the community and post what's your new answer, because other people might give you some ideas that you can play with and all that stuff. And we're going to have a whole string of things that Jeff then can take out and use as well. So we can all share them. And I mean, it's a really, I think it's an amazing fun way. And you get extra points for videoing yourself, shocking people and then making people laugh. So I absolutely love this.
I do want to make one warning. It doesn't have to be outrageous, not to
Yeah,
necessarily shock them. That's maybe a little too far, and I don't think you probably selected that word on purpose. But this is the scratch the record thing for sure. But the shock, you don't have to go way out of your way. How you doing? Oh, well, there's a body in the back, so. And I'm just making this up. I've never used that, I promise you. Um, okay, so the other part of it is if you put it on there, use it. Don't just
yeah,
come up with stuff and video it and put it on the site and so forth. Have it, try it, because I want to find out, one, did it work? Did it get a smile out of the other person, or did they just give you the dog in the or the deer in the headlights or the cocker spaniel looking hearing a high pitch noise, something like that? And then what was their response? If it's a sales call that you're on, and I don't know how many people are here that are salespeople, but if you own a business, you are, whether you want to or not.
totally.
Um, is with a salesperson being more memorable and getting the know, like, and trust factor in your favor is absolutely huge. But I'd like to find out what other people think about, hey, I tried this and it worked. I think it worked because of this. I'd love to hear those stories.
I love that. Where can people find you?
Oh, wow. I'm on LinkedIn. I am on Facebook. I am at you know where my next door neighbor lives? I'm right next door. I had to throw in that to see if you were actually listening. Okay, so I'm in Mesa, Arizona for another couple weeks, and then I'm going to just east of Dallas, Texas. My old condo opened up and it's on a lake, and I'm a water guy. Have been for a long time. I don't know what that means really. I made that up. So um, the other part is you can find me at jeffkothe.com.
Okay,
And that will have
perfect.
the information about my speaking. If you want to hire me to do speaking and have me come to your company and talk to people, maybe it's the sales department, maybe it's just anybody, maybe it's just the owner of the company wants a one-on-one, hey, what do we do and how do we do it kind of thing. The book will be out in by the end of the month. I take it by the end of February. It's
And
actually
this
the
is
21,
your
but oh yeah.
neuropathy book.
No, they add the funny book.
Okay,
The
love it.
neuropathy book is out and available.
Okay,
That's at DIYNeuroRevive.com.
okay,
It's available there, and there is a discount for a while, and then it's going to go back to normal price, but it's not bad. But the Add the Funny book is going to be done by the 17th of February. Should be out and available by then.
love that. And folks, if you I'll have all that in the show notes. And if you want to come in and just connect with Jeff in the community, yeah, he'll be in there and he'll be able to answer any questions. If you want to talk with him there, you can connect with him in there. Thank you so much for all of this. I love this, bringing humor to life. Like, this is just such a great way for people um, to kind of shift things, mix it up. I think we've been mixing it up from the beginning. So I just really, really love that. And so, folks, check out Jeff, go join, talk with them in the community. And one last time, for those premium service-based business owners out there who want to create more impact and income by enhancing your offer, your messaging, your subconscious sales system to organically accelerate your leads and sales in 30 days with our $1 Prove It partnership, go to thepotentialyou.com, join the community, and learn more. Like always, folks, if you show up, take action, and get results, come and share with us. And I hope you have a fantastic day.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Matt.